Welcome to the KINJAZ Podcast. Here we will discuss dance, life, and whatever the we want.
Folks, welcome back or welcome to Kinjaz Movement in the Shadows. We are your hosts, Ben
and Anthony.
And today we have a very special guest in the pod. We have dancer, gamer, entrepreneur, digital collectible, and Web3 enthusiast. You may recognize his super viral videos on TikTok as well as Instagram. He was recognized as one of TikTok's rising stars by Vanity Fair and Teen Vogue.
Wow.
We have co-founder of Joystick. We got Michael Lee, aka justmaiko, in the pod.
That was a good
What's
intro.
up? Thanks,
fire.
man. I practiced.
That was fire.
Thanks
Thank you guys for having me.
Of course, man.
Welcome,
Thanks
bro.
for coming through, man.
Yeah, this is a vibe. I like the setup is
Thank
nice.
you.
You know,
Yes.
everything's very feels very manly and it feels like I should be smelling like oak wood.
This is
you know?
man cave vibes.
Yeah.
Do you smell like oak? What do you smell like right now?
I don't know. I don't smell like any.
You look like you smell like lavender.
Yeah, you probably. I look like it, but I don't.
You say you were coming in hot from Sacramento.
Yo,
You were out there dancing?
Took 6 dance classes.
6 dance classes.
In 2 days.
Wow.
And I haven't danced for a long time, so
You danced with us like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, but not training
I see how it is.
consistently. You know what I'm saying?
Well, let's get into that. So let's get into your origin stories of where you grew up, and then we can get to all the dancing and all that stuff. So walk us through that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I was born and raised in Florida, West Palm. Born in 2000, and I started dancing back in 2012. So I went to the studio, home studio there, and pretty much the first dance class I took, I fell in love with the art of dance in general. It was hip hop, and then after that first class, I started taking classes like every other day, like 3-4 times a week, and then by
How old were you at this time? You were like
12.
12.
Yeah, so I started when I
okay.
was 12. And then by the time I was 15, that's when I got like my first gig of a music video. I danced for Daddy Yankee and like a freestyle dancer.
Oh, sick. Okay.
So I was like my first like little thing of like, oh snap, I can make money with dancing. Like this is crazy. And at that same time, that's when social media, like YouTube, all that stuff, like musically at the time was all kind of like happening. And I was like, damn, like I don't want to just be a backup dancer. I kind of want to like do my own stuff, And social media kind of like allowed me, and I saw the opportunity. I was inspired by a lot of like Asian creators back in the past, like Ryan Higa, Kev Jumba, Timothy D, all those guys.
Yep.
And so I was seeing like, damn, they're just having fun. They're just chilling. And I was like, okay, I think I have to try it. I listened to a lot of podcasts and a lot of like just like interviews of like successful people and like how they made it, and like it all pretty much sounded the same. It was just like, don't give up, believe in yourself, work hard, and it'll all work out. And I was like, all right, bet. So I really just stuck with like that mindset of like, if I believe myself, people will eventually believe in me. I just gotta wait for the right opportunity. And that first year, I started doing like Musically and like Instagram, like with the viral stuff, like the whip, the nay, all the reversing stuff. Like that was like, I was kind of like in that era, pretty much pushing that. Yeah. So at first it was like a lot of pushback from the dance community, because a lot of them were like, oh, it's not real dancing, and like all like, it's too easy. Like we train hours in the studio, and I'm like, I do the same thing. And like, in the reality of it is like, dance is to connect people in general.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't think you should be like looking at it that way. So like I kept doing my thing in both ways of like being a choreographer, recording my dance classes, concert videos, and then also adding like, the simple stuff that people can relate to. And it was like kind of like a perfect blend. And from there, I had like my first shot of like kind of like success in the social media space around 2015, 2016.
Did that start with Musically?
Yeah, Musically was like one of my first ones.
That was like pretty much pre-TikTok, right?
Well,
Yeah.
became TikTok, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It was wild. It was interesting because I had to kind of play into like what was like trending and working at the time, and it was like very controlled. Musically was it was ran by like a team where like they would literally hand select videos of what would go viral. So it wasn't like now where you can just post and like anyone can go viral. It was like they literally had to feature your post to go viral. And because of that, it was really hard. It was very just controlled of who was getting famous and who wasn't. But I was just posting just to like, just to put stuff out there. And some of it worked, some of it didn't. And then my first thing that really worked and popped off was a thing called the tutorial, like tutting tutorial.
Mm-hmm.
I got the idea from Ditto. Shout out to Ditto. You know, we talked it out and all that stuff. But she was like the first one, you know, that did the tutorial stuff. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. Like, I love tutting. So I made one and I posted on the Musical.ly, and it blew up like crazy. Like, hit like 1 million+ views on YouTube. My video on Musical.ly hit like a couple million views as well. Everyone was doing the trend, and like all of my socials went from like 20K followers all the way to like 150 on all of them, and that was like my first big break of success.
And this was like 2015.
Yeah, 2015, 2016.
What do you mean?
year.
What do you mean you talked to Ditto and was it like you getting called out for like biting and
No,
stuff like
yeah,
that?
no, not even biting, cause we didn't know each other at the time. She was obviously she's Ditto and stuff, but I had her on I had her as a co-star of a Snapchat show, and we hung out. We talked about it because it was just like a funny thing of like how it was like full circle.
Yeah.
She was like, we were just talking. She was like, yeah, like I didn't really like it, but like, you know, like now that we know each other, you know, it's kind of cool because it was it was her thing. You know, I was like, I was inspired by it, but you know, I think it was just a kind of funny like full circle
For
thing
sure.
that we did. You know.
Were you at the time when you were like creating content for Musical.ly? Did you already have the intention like, yo, I'm trying to do this to get viral?
Yeah, I remember like the day I started doing like YouTube and all that stuff, and music, like just all the social media in general. I was like, all right, like this is what I want to do. Like I've always had like an entrepreneur kind of like mindset, and I felt like I was like, I didn't want to do a 9 to 5. I didn't want to like not, you know, work for anyone else.
Yeah.
I really wanted to do my own thing, and if I was passionate about this, and even if I made less money, I would rather do that than go to the mall and work for, you know, like that was just my vibe. So I just kind of like focused on like, all right, it's not a matter of like how, it's just a matter of when. I just gotta keep going. And then I just started seeing shit pay off.
That's
really.
yeah. What were like the first opportunities that were coming in? Like when you're saying you started seeing shit pay off, like what was happening?
Well, the viral video first, and then after the viral video went off with the tutting and stuff, it was my first first song promos, because back at the time I used to make my own, like I went to high school for like Adobe Illustrator, all the, you know, recording, videography, photography, so I did everything myself.
You say you went to high school for that? You could choose shit in high school?
I had a weird high school. I had a pretty like ghetto high school, but it was like a film school, but it wasn't like backed by like
Interesting.
the city, I guess.
Yeah.
I remember
everything
back
was
in our day when we went to high school, we didn't have a choice. You just learned shit.
It's public school.
Well, I mean, you know, like there's always like school of the arts. You ever have school of the arts? Like,
so you went to a school of the arts.
Kind of, yeah, but it was specifically for film, and I was like, okay, I can use this. And for me, I mean, we're Asian. Like I'm pretty sure most of us are like really good at school and stuff. So like, I was like, I was like straight A's, dual enrollment, all that stuff. And by the time I got to high school, I was like, I really don't need high school or college. Like I was already there. Like I was already about to graduate.
Were your parents supportive of you just kind of pursuing your passions?
Kind of. I think. I mean, it was such a new kind of thing that like a lot of people didn't really support it. It was kind of something that I just had to like kind of like listen to myself and be like, all right, let me just prove it. And then eventually, like I think people's intentions were true. Like they were like, oh, as long as you're good, but they just didn't see like an actual career out of it until I started making money. And then they were like, I support you.
Yeah.
You know? That was really how it was. But what was it? Oh, the first song promos I got, I made this Illustrator thing. It was like literally like a graphic. It was like 15 seconds, $15. 30 seconds, $30. All the way to 60 seconds, $60, right? And I started getting like promos rolling in. And when I started seeing that, I was like, yo, like I could have been doing a 9 to 5, like $8 an hour, and now I'm doing $1 a second. I was like, bro, I made it. I was like, this is it. So that was like my mindset.
That's pretty sick.
So it was really cool to see that. And then from there, I just started doing more song promos. Like that was like my bulk of my stuff. And then I got into just more choreographing as like a
just
teacher.
for the potential layman's out there, aka myself. When you say song promos, like you're talking, people are hitting you up. They're like, "Hey, can you promote this song by doing a short concept video?" And then you charge.
Exactly. So like if it was like an upcoming artist, it'd be like, "Yo, like how much do you charge for a promo? Dance to my song," and I would dance to their song, tag them, and then that was it.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So you said you were always kind of entrepreneurial in terms of like the way that you approach like your personal life. That's something that you got from like your parents. Or
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do your parents do?
My mom and my dad, they both own businesses. They were always kind of hopping around from business to business, but they had like both of them had like a nail salon for a bulk of their years. And my dad opened up like a car shop, an embroidery shop. Like it was a lot of just hopping around different.
It's incredibly Vietnamese of you guys.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it.
Extremely. It was actually crazy though, because the screen printing business my dad did, I was a sophomore at the time, and he was like, "I need help with the shop. Just drop out of school and help me." And I was like, "Oh, thank God! Like I hate school." So I dropped out after sophomore, and
Oh, so you never finished high school?
no, never.
Word, okay.
Yeah. I stopped after sophomore, and then from there, I worked with my dad like full time at the screen printing embroidery shop. And it was living hell. It was horrible because I was by myself there, and pretty much just like slaving hours from like 8 a.m. to like 12 a.m. Like
Jeez.
just because like I was a kid, so I didn't know what to do, but I just knew how to like make the shirts and stuff, but I didn't know how to promote. I didn't know how to do anything or run the actual business. So I say like that bulk of like that year that I was like there, it really made me inspired, but also really depressed to where I was like, all right, like this is how I know I'm not gonna do a 9 to 5 ever again. And then this is like, okay, this is giving me a lot of time to like reinforce my mental to like know what I want to do.
Right.
And that was really it. And from there, like my career, like dancing wise as a choreographer, and then social media like started popping off a little more, and I was like, cool, I don't need to go back to school, I'm good. And then it was just kind of like more content from there. Yeah.
I think it's interesting because I feel like people think that there's a formula for like how you're supposed to progress from go to school, get a job, find success. But I feel like, at least for me, like the biggest thing for me that I took from school was like trying something and knowing like, do I like this or like, it's more of just a learning experience, you know what I mean? So I feel like even for yourself, for like not having finished high school, but already knowing that you have a hustle, you have a work ethic, but trying your hand in something that you knew that, okay, I tried it, it's not for me, but I'm going to apply that same work ethic towards the thing that I actually want to do, and which is dance content creation, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
In terms of like you creating content, like what is that like? Because I'm sure there's a lot of people out there, even probably our listeners, that want to be, content creators, and it's like, oh, it looks so fun. It's like all I got to do is shoot videos all day, and it looks like it's easy, but it's hard work, right? So like, can you talk about?
It's pretty fun though. It's pretty easy.
Is it? Am I the only one missing out on this?
I would say like it's half and half.
Yeah.
I think people don't understand how, because it also depends on what type of creator you are. Once you have like a certain like formula, it's easy to replicate a formula, but when you're trying to first start off, or when you're adapting to like what's not working and what's working, then it gets harder, because then you're like, all right, I have to switch everything up now. And for me, like, yeah, I switched up my content like crazy. It used to be just freestyle dances, it used to be trends and stuff, but then it went to like concert videos. Like that was back at the time, the whole meta was like the concert videos, like the Brian Poos, Ian Eastwood era. So I was really trying to like push that through my YouTubes, and I was doing pretty well for that. And then from there, I was able to move into like choreography, like MDC. I was teaching at Millennium in Miami, doing like classes there, and then just kind of building my brand around like the dancing and stuff. And then I would say all the way to like from 2017 to 2019, I was doing like a lot of corner videos. So like I was inspired by Kita. He did a lot of his like
in the kitchen
stuff. So I was like, all right, I gotta figure out my own vibe with this, because like he's making so much content. I can't drive here and make this concert video here. Like I just need to dance. So I started doing my own corner videos, and that's when I started popping off again. My next like spike of like content, and then TikTok happened, and then everything changed from there again. And I was like, all right, I have
that
to
sounds like
dumb
a
down.
big something happened. What year was that for you? And let's talk through that time frame, because
crazy.
Obviously TikTok is where I feel like I really started to discover and learn about you.
For sure. Yeah. So TikTok was my, of course, like that was obviously my big break. Like everything completely changed from there, because I was living with my parents still. I was still like dancing as like a choreographer kind of thing. Like I wasn't able to financially support myself fully. But once TikTok happened, it was wild. So it was in 2019 September. I remember one of my friends was on TikTok, and I was like, what are you doing? Because they were doing a dance, and I was like, okay, that's interesting. Like I didn't know we're back on TikTok like that, because I used to just post videos on there from my other thing. I would just like repurpose content. But yeah, they were doing stuff, and he's like, oh yeah, like things are popping off again. Like it looks pretty cool. It's a fun challenge. I'm like, oh, let me try it. So the next day I did like 2 videos, and I think like both of them popped off, and I was like, okay. That next week I started just posting videos back to back, and I think that first week I gained like 400,000 to 500,000 followers.
Wow.
So I hit 1 million followers that first week, and I've never hit 1 million followers in anything. So when I saw that, I was like, yo, this is the next opportunity. Like this is it. And for me, I missed Vine, and Vine was like the one where I downloaded that first week, and I was like, let me delete it because it's lame. And then all of a sudden, months later, it's like, all these people came out from it. So I was like, this is the next Vine. Like, I have to stay on this. Like, this is my opportunity. So literally from that first week, I went out to LA to do collaborations, but it was for regular dance collaborations. So I ended up changing every single one to just TikTok collaborations.
Whoa.
And then it was wild because everyone was like, what's this TikTok? So I'm like, just trust me. So we would do these like simple but like still eye-catching viral like videos, and from there I was literally like 1 million followers every week, and that was just like the ramp up, and then all the way to the beginning of COVID, I think I got like up to 10 or 15 million followers, and then once COVID hit, my main content was about like outside videos. So like I did escalator videos, I did videos in the mall, videos in Walmart, like all that stuff. Like that was like the thing. But once COVID happened, I was like, I'm about to lose that. Like I can't, what am I gonna do? So I was like, all right, I have to move to LA, because if I can't travel, or if I can't do this and I have to stay home or whatever, I have to figure something out. I gotta move to LA to collaborate and like continue pushing. So I bought my first house, or not bought, but like I leased my first house in LA like that 2020 May, and then from there just skyrocketed, because that was like everyone was hitting me up. I was doing all my collaborations, and my income probably like 1,000x down. It was wild. It was just like everything just happened all at once. But it was like, it looked like I came out of nowhere, but obviously I was making content like years and years prior before. So when I hopped on it, I felt like I had a leg up, because like I knew how to do videography. I knew how to like do composition like from a film standpoint, and a lot of other people were just kind of like, they were just kids just posting videos, and I was like, I know how to make it better. Like I know how to push forward. And I was just like, it was just a mix of opportunity and timing that just kind of made everything perfect. And
that's amazing. That's dope to know, you know what I mean? Because you're right, it's not just like, because from my perspective I was like, oh, look at this kid just doing videos, you know what I mean? But to not just be able to know how to make content and composition and stuff like that, but also be aware, like you said, on like how to adapt, pick up the ball on something. Maybe it came from FOMO, from like the last thing like Vine, but having that mental fortitude to be like, I got to stick to this and work on it. That's something that people don't know is a huge part of the process. You know what I'm saying? So that's crazy to hear. You said your income like 1,000x. Like what was coming in? Like what was the way that you were making money?
It was all through promos, like all through brand deals, literally, because that's when TikTok started blowing up. That like everyone was talking about TikTok, so all the brands were like, throw all our money in, So I was literally like, every 1 million followers, I would add like $1,000 to my rate, and once I got to like 15 to 30 to 40 mil, it was just like, it just kept going up, and obviously like before that, I was probably making like 20 to 30K a year, and then from that switching to that to one post being that, it was like, everything just kind of completely shifted.
That's amazing.
So do you, I mean, like you do all your stuff yourself, or do you have a team? Do you have a manager?
It took me a while to find a management team, just because like I didn't know who to trust. I didn't know, I now have a management. I got Nuke and Nadine. They're super dope people. I met them like 2 or 3 years ago. It took me like a year for me to finally sign with them, because I wanted to see like, because there was a lot of people coming to me just with everything. So I was like, all right, I don't know who to trust. I don't know what to, you know, what the intentions were with everyone. So it took a while with that, but yeah, I locked that down. I did have a team. At first, I didn't have a team, but I'd say once I started shifting into like YouTube a little bit more, and I like started doing more content outside of TikTok, that's when I started getting like editors or videographers or whatnot, and it just started shifting around. But more than I say like this year specifically, I started hiring out a lot more people to join the team.
Do you have like a daily routine? Like, is it content shoot every day? Like, what is that like?
I just recently updated my schedule because like I'm trying to like add on new contents now. Like, so I'm trying to do like 3 new channels or like consistently. So like I have a family channel, I have my main channel, I have my gaming channel, and I'm also trying to do my my secondary channel for more like reactionless, consistent like sit down talk videos, and then my Web3 kind of business. So like there's like those 5 different engines that need to be ran. So I need editors for those things, I need sets for those things, I need like creative people for those things, thumbnail, you know, like all of the stuff. So now I break up my days to balance out between like, because I before this month I would say I was like working like, you know, 7 days a week, because like I didn't really have like a balance with anything.
Yeah.
But I started realizing like I need balance, especially if I want to like take care of the other aspects of my life, whether it's fitness, relationship, family. So weekends are just like days off, you know, like either just friends or family. And then Mondays are just straight meetings from like 8 a.m. to like 10 p.m. And then Tuesdays and Wednesdays are like TikTok and YouTube days. Thursdays are my Web3 like interview talk show kind of like vibe days, and then Fridays my Shlove family content days. So that's like how I'm structured right now.
What's like your favorite out of all the stuff that you do?
I would say, I mean, I definitely think it's definitely the Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Those the YouTube or any TikToks, like, you know, it's just like that's just like what I like personally love to do. Whether it's like creative TikToks or brainstorming for like a cool YouTube concept, that's definitely like my bread and butter. The family ones, that's just fun because it's like, you know, it's just cute regular content that I know like a lot of fans like to see, and just trying to build a brand for my family is pretty much what I'm trying to do. So that's like number 2, and then after that it's like gaming, all the other simple stuff. So yeah.
So you bought a house. Is the Shlove house?
Yeah. 3.0. This is the official Shelf house. Yeah.
So you're living with your brother, sister?
Yeah, so I'm living with my mom lives with me, my sister, and my 2 brothers live with me.
Got it.
Yeah.
And what goes down at the Shlove house? Is it just like,
I mean, I'm
shooting every day?
No, the kids don't shoot every day for sure. They're definitely either doing like school or just hanging out together. I'm trying to put Jonathan, the main little brother that everyone knows about. I'm trying to put him into dance classes. Like, he has privates every day now.
He's good.
He is good.
He's getting there. He's definitely getting there.
I've seen the escalator video.
Oh yeah. He has some hip movement.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got that hip movement.
Yeah.
Plus, when he wears that beanie and shit, he's just cute as fuck, man.
Yeah. And then now it's like my little brother Daniel. He's 5 now. So him and Jonathan, now they're like the duo. They just have their own things about them. It's crazy. Daniel started dancing recently. He's more of like a contemporary. He's like very like fluidy, like
just vibes out.
Yeah. I'm like, where did this come from? It's crazy.
Dope.
So yeah, I'm excited to just kind of see like how they grow and, you know, just build from here.
You had a little cameo in the SpiderMan movie.
Yes,
how'd that come about?
It was pretty cool. Cause honestly, it was super random. It was I got an email from the director. And it was like, hey, we want you to cameo in the Spider-Man as the main TikToker, because I guess TikTok and Spider-Man like had a partnership.
Mm-hmm.
So TikTok, I guess, referred me as the representation of TikTok. So they flew me out to Atlanta. It was around like February or March of 2020 or 2021. I think it was 2021.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then from there, I went there, shot for a day, came back, and I forgot about it because I was like, they're probably going to cut me. Like, I'm not going to take it too seriously. And then I think like a month before the film came out, they called me and they're like, yo, we need you to go to the studio to record your lines. And I was like, I'm going to be in it.
Yeah,
You know, it was really cool. So I walked in the studio. I saw my part of what I was gonna do. I did like this like thing where it's like it's crazy. Like you do the actual acting and talking in the film process, but afterwards they actually make you re-record all your lines
All the
in
audio,
a studio,
yeah.
and you have to match yourself. So it's
Yeah.
like a tick, 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 and you have to watch yourself and then just say what you're saying. So it was really interesting to see that, but I was also able to watch myself on full screen, and I was like, damn, acting might be for me. Like this is cool, you know. So I was just really inspired by that, and obviously like, you know, it was just cool to be or to have an experience like that, and yeah, I don't know, it was just cool.
So is like acting kind of something that you're pursuing right now?
Not right now, just because like social media.
Because
is
you
like
got 6
a
other
full-time
empires. he's building
yeah,
up right
I
now.
gotta build
No time.
something,
And he's
first.
still got to do the screen printing. You know?
Yeah.
Most important
Yeah,
thing.
I'm coming
Yeah.
back with that, so you know.
What would you say other than, you know, jumping into Spider-Man, because that's pretty cool. What do you feel like has been like one of the sickest, coolest opportunities that you've gotten? A singular moment, an event, somebody you met, anything?
Oh man, moments. I take everything so lightly, which is like good and bad. So like I don't know, like I get a lot of stuff from like you know, the headline presses and stuff, and it's cool. But like I think the main moments I really remember, which is so random, because I guess I was just geeking out more or less. I started going to like more red carpets of or not red but premieres.
Yeah.
And the last one I went to, it was for Bullet Train.
Sick.
And
Nice.
it was dope. I was like, oh cool, this is nice. And I guess I don't know, I've never really paid attention to who was around me, but this time I did, and I was like, yo, like I never do this, but let me just fanboy out real quick. And I just went up to like a whole bunch of people that I knew and took pictures of them, because I was like, oh, this is crazy. So I was like, I saw Dylan Sprouse from Zack and Cody. I was like, I'm never gonna see this dude. He's not gonna collab with me. Let me take a picture. And Simu, I saw him like 10 rows back. I was like, yo, you know, met up with him and saw him. And then Stephanie from Everything Everywhere All at Once,
Oh,
the
yeah.
sister. She was
yeah.
2 rows behind me. I was like, oh, gotta take pictures. She was super cool too. So I think that was like a highlight. It was super random. It wasn't like a crazy me moment, but it was something that was
No,
like,
that's
it's fire.
That's all it's about, man.
yeah.
That's,
Brad Pitt walked next to me.
That's time.
That's pretty
Very,
cool.
very
That's
attractive man. Yeah.
Very attractive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Very
super.
attractive man. for
Everybody
sure.
gets more attractive the second you're within 10 feet.
Yeah.
But then once he leaves, you get 10% less attractive automatically.
Yeah, for sure.
So talk about joystick. Like, how did you? I mean, gaming was probably something that you just love to do, but how did you go from that to like starting
Yeah,
joystick?
I mean, so gaming, I've loved gaming like since I was a kid. So I was always like a Call of Duty like zombies player. I love Minecraft when I was like little as well.
I love Call of Duty Zombies. I suck at it, but
Really?
I loved it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was really good at it. I was addicted. Stayed up till like 7 a.m. every day when I was like a
Jeez.
kid, just playing it with like random old people. Yeah, it was fire. But
Good
yeah, I
word
was
to
always a
describe
gamer,
it.
but I never thought it was gonna be like something I could make a career out of. Like I was focused on the dancing and stuff. And I tried it out like 2 years ago on like YouTube, and like I started seeing some success with it, and I was like, okay, like maybe this is something I can do. And then Web3 happened. Web3 was like the whole NFT market, the Gary Vee stuff, him telling everything, oh, NFTs, Web3 is crazy. And I started diving into it. And what I learned was like the technology of like what's coming in Web3 is like super crazy. And one of the big like I guess pillars I saw was play to earn. So it's pretty much like where you could make money, or you could have this economy in the game and actually have a career in it. Essentially, it's something that's still new, but for me, I was like, this is something that's crazy. Like I would love to do something in it. So I was like, okay, maybe I make like a gaming type of guild, right? And I started talking, and I started connecting with people, and I met up with Robin. I would say like the last third to fourth quarter of like 2021. And we met up together. He had like an insane team that was doing the same thing I was trying to do. He had all the back end stuff, I had all like the front end face value type of stuff, and we just connected, and we were like, all right, let's make this happen. So we pretty much, what joystick is for people who don't know, it's basically a gaming ecosystem where I'm trying to teach anyone that like loves to game how to make money playing games, specifically with Web3 games or play to earn games, or even becoming like a streamer, an esports player, educator, all of that stuff. That's what we're trying to build. It's kind of like an underground college for gamers. like a dream college in a sense. And yeah, we were able to start off our seed round, which is like, you know, like investors putting in money. So we raised 8 million for that, and then we're trying to raise like another 110 mil, and pretty much from there just build like a massive empire with that.
That's dope.
So yeah,
That's wild.
yeah, it's big. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird to talk about. It's crazy.
I'm still wondering where the screen printing comes back.
Dude, so I mean, like you're obviously doing a bunch of stuff, running different businesses and innovating and making new content, and like the whole concept of like, you know, progressing and staying relevant. I'm sure there's a lot going on in your head, right?
Oh yeah.
So how do you kind of like balance
It's stressful.
like
It's
doing
hard.
you and doing what you love, and then continuing to like push the envelope?
Yeah. It's tough. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's social media has such a mental impact on a creator, especially because in the social media world, like especially recent, like in the last few years, a lot of people value themselves off of engagement, off of views, likes. They change. The way that they view themselves doesn't really matter. It's the way that their audience views them, and then they try to adapt to make it better because it's optimum for like the career, or for like, you know, the algorithm or whatever. And for me, I felt like I had like a major hiatus in the last year, because I was doing really good. I was obviously in the top of my game, killing it and doing all this stuff. And then after last year, I was just like, I don't know if I'm happy. Like, I don't know if I'm like, I have all this money, I have all this, like, you know, these things going on, but like, I don't know if it feels like a job again. And I was like, it shouldn't feel like a job. So I started sitting back and like realizing that, okay, like I stopped dancing a long time ago. That fucking sucks. Like, I make content, but I'm not really dancing. I'm not doing what I love. Then like, I'm also just doing stuff because I know it works, opposed to like what I like, you know? And even till like this weekend on the trip, I had like a 12 hour total drive. It was just a lot of me thinking to myself of like at the end of the day, like, I gotta go back to square one. Like, what am I happy about? What makes me passionate? I'm doing this. If I'm gonna be doing this for the rest of my life, I have to be happy. I can't, you know, stress it out. And I think that along the way, when you like get so caught up in the game of like trying to get better and better and better and better, and like what's more views or what's whatever, and you just try to change for others, you can lose yourself for sure. And I think that I kind of like strayed away, and I started realizing where I was and where I could have been, and then now I'm like in the process of like rebuilding like what I genuinely want to do. So it's a lot of like self-talk. It's a lot of like not letting a lot of outside factors get to you, but I'm pretty sure it gets to every creator, because like a lot of people go through the same shit, especially when it's like, for me, it's like, oh, like, okay, now I'm financially not just supporting me, but like I have this house, I have my family I'm taking care of, and it's not just my immediate family, but like I'm helping these people out and these people out, and now people are relying on me. So then it's like, oh, like, yeah, what I want to do what I want to do, but if I lose out on money, like I can't support. So it was like a very stressful situation. Like,
just gotta cut them all, dude.
Damn, yeah, I might.
Cut them all off, you know? It's the easiest way to keep going.
Yeah. No, but, you know, I figured it out. I think there was, like, a good balance of, like, okay, I know what works for me, but also I can experiment and, like, shift my audience and my content in a certain way that I'm happy with and that everyone else is happy with. And that's what I'm just kind of pushing to do. So, yeah.
What advice would you give to, like, the person who's looking up to you and following your stuff and kind of wants to do their version of you? What would be some advice you would give that person?
I would say, and I would honestly take this advice even for myself, because I forgot about it and I started thinking about it again. It's, don't even focus on like the money, the career, any of it. Like, just figure out what you love to do, and if you love doing that and you're okay with making half as what you would make doing a 9-to-5 or whatever, if you're happy doing that, that should be really be that all that matters. Because if you focus on that, it will come off more genuine and you will find success. But at the same time, everyone has different times, everyone has different opportunities. Like, you know, it has a lot to do with luck as well as timing, but also like dedication and consistency. You know, like I stuck around for 7 years and I just had my big break 2 years ago, you know. So I think that for people trying to get into this, they see it as like a trend, and they see it like, oh, they're making videos right now, I could do that, you know, and they can. But once you get into it, it gets a lot more complicated once like you get bigger or once, you know, things are different factors like start adding into the mix.
You say that a lot of people are like relying on you right now. When you go through your times, you know, pockets of struggle or anything like that, like who are people that you rely on?
I would say my best friend and some like certain family members of mine. Yeah. Just like 2 or 3 people. And I think just talking to them and just like making, because they have good intentions for me. They understand, they've been in the world too. So they just kind of give me like their perspective from an outside view. You'd be like, you just gotta relax, like, you know, don't overwhelm yourself, because there's so many things that can go on in my head, and if I don't focus on one thing or just like slow down, it could get like crazy. But yeah, I think just having the right people around me and
Totally.
having the
I asked
conversations.
because we of course can relate, right? When we're talking about things like creators or social media, when you get into that hamster wheel, you know what I mean? And you're just like in that machine, and then months later you're like, everything is working, but I don't know where I'm at or why we started, you know, you kind of forget. So we run into those pockets many times. But you know, at least as a crew, we constantly are able to like have each other, you know, have moments where we can bounce things off, have you know, just conversations that keep our head level. But you're kind of at the, you know, the peak of like your building, your empire, you know what I mean? And for what you have created, how grand it is, how many people are influenced and impacted, and yet you're sitting at the top. It can be at times very, very lonely, you know, a lot of the weight, a lot of the pressures on your shoulders and stuff like that. So I do value, you know, knowing that you have very, very close people to you that can support, you know. Like, what are other things that, with that much pressure, with that much on your shoulders, what are other things that you do to take care of yourself?
I'm starting to like focus into like my mental health and my fitness health. So like I started going, there's this place, I'm giving a little shout out, make sure you see it, Regenics. So
Regenics,
Regenics. So it's pretty much this like fitness health place right next to me. I reached out to them, and they do like cryotherapy, they do IVs, all like the body supplement stuff. Do you guys know about that stuff? Yeah. So I started doing that, and like I started taking my blood, figuring out like, okay, like what's my body lacking, what do I need better health on, you know, like food sensitivities, all of that stuff. And then gym, I'm starting therapy as well. So I'm actually going to therapy right after this too.
How did that get prompted?
I've always wanted to do therapy, because I feel like it's like good to talk out and have someone like bring answers out of you that you wouldn't necessarily think about without, you know, someone else. So I don't know, I just feel like there's a lot of areas in my life that I feel like I'm struggling at, that I would want better direction on, like, okay, maybe this is a better way to tackle this problem, or like fix this or whatever. And
that's amazing. I'm hearing, you know, even in my own circle of groups and stuff like that, I'm starting to hear a lot of people engaging in things like therapy a lot more. And I feel like when I was growing up, that wasn't a thing.
Oh no, of course
it's like,
not.
You know, I mean, it's like, you got problems, suck that shit up. And
especially in the Asian culture, it was always like, oh, we're all perfect, like, you know. And then 2 years ago, I'd say, like, my family started opening up a little bit. We had like, it was like one family event, and everyone broke down. I was like, I didn't even know this was going on in your life. I thought y'all were like perfect. I thought y'all were good. But when I started realizing everyone was like, literally everyone in life has their own shit going on. Once I realized that, I was like, damn, like maybe we should talk more. You know, like I feel like it was such a, especially in Asian culture, I say it so much because it's like, literally, it was just like, okay, like as long as you're good financially or whatever, you're good. You know, like we're here kind of, but we don't open up type of thing. So I feel like that's been something I've been trying to break for the last 2-ish year, I'd say. And then therapy has been one of the things that I'm trying to put like my whole family through, honestly, just to like open up and understand your feelings and like kind of like working through it.
Do you mind sharing anything that you may have found for yourself in recent therapy sessions that you're just like, well,
I'm just starting it. Today's gonna be my first one, actually.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Well, actually, therapy has begun. Your therapist hit us up and told us to take the reins, you know what I mean?
Okay, nice.
So just pour out all your problems right here, bro.
I mean, I feel like, even things like podcasting, like having these conversations with people, like I feel like even for us, it feels like therapy sometimes, just to be able to like have a conversation and draw out. Because a lot of times you don't really, get super deep when you're just hanging out. But when you have like a platform like this where we're supposed to go deep, we gotta get to the, the real stuff. So I think it's like it's really dope to be able to like even hear your perspective on it. Because I feel like even hearing you talk, like you have a very good self-awareness in terms of like what you want to do with your career, how you want to be as a creator, but then also knowing like, hey, I got to take care of my mental health. Knowing that like, there's a lot of pressure on you. I mean, I can imagine like what's going on in your head, and like for you to know that you have to have an outlet to get some of that stuff out and have somebody to just prompt you to ask the questions so that you can just be like, well, I didn't even know I felt that or thought 100%. That way, you know what I mean?
No, this is dope. I enjoy the vibe, because you're right, because like in normal conversation, if I talk this long, it'd be like, damn, this guy's it's definitely a cool way to like open up and like really get deep. That's why I love podcasts. Even when I was like growing up listening to them, it was like very eye-opening to hearing other people's perspectives and like stories and stuff.
There's times where we've even talked about it recently. Like sometimes we'll shoot like two podcasts a day, but that's because when we've even tried to shoot more, 3, 4, whatever, but we realize that you only have so much bandwidth. And I'm not even talking about like time in a day. Like to even sit and really engage in real and deep conversations or things that like, challenge your own core understandings about your life, or how you were raised, or the way that you choose to empathize with like a guest, it can be super draining, right? Taxing in a different way. Very fruitful, amazing, some of the best conversations, but at the same time, like leave you like just winded,
drained.
You know what I mean? Because you're like, even to just sit and listen to somebody and really dedicate yourself is effort.
Yeah,
you know
100%.
what I'm saying? So, but that's I agree. It can be very therapeutic because it takes so much to actually have real conversation with people.
Yeah.
But it's dope that, like Ben said, you're very self-aware and you're looking into things to make sure you're good, because man, I'm millions of people in the world probably looking at you like, yo, that kid's got it. He's got it, But to even know that even somebody of your stature and your self-awareness and everything that, and you're, everything about you's boss, man. I got mad respect for you.
Thank you.
But to even know that you're like, I still got to go to my first therapy session. I'm like, oh shit, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
that's
how you're going to keep going. You know what I mean? That's how you're going to keep taking care of it.
For sure. Yeah. I feel like I don't got shit figured out in a weird way. It's like every year is either so different or there's always new. You're never gonna have it figured out. There's always gonna be new something that like pops up, whether you want to start something new or you're inspired by something else or you're not inspired by something. It's like I feel like it's just an ever growing thing, and you just have to constantly like make sure you're in tune with yourself, because like the shit I was doing last year, I was maybe happy in the moment, but then now doing it, I was like I can't do it. Like it's not what I want to do.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think that's also dope that that everything evolves. Like there's always gonna be the next thing that like, because I'd love to hear like how you define success in a bit, but like even for us, we've had to iterate from Kinjaz, having the pandemic happen to like shutting down our dance studios, and it's like when we open those things up, those are like in the moment like, yo, we're doing this thing, and then when we shut it down, it's like, oh shoot, is that like, are we failing? But it's like that also just prompts the next thing to happen, you know what I mean? So you have to constantly evolve yourself and be okay with moving on from one thing to the next, you know what I mean?
No, definitely.
I'd love to hear like, so, with your career, like, you're doing a lot, you're building a lot, and like, you're going somewhere, and like this concept of success is something that we all chase after, right? What is in your mind, what is success for you?
Success kind of falls into multiple buckets. I think it's family, friends and relationships, fitness, mental health, and career. All 5 of those things I feel like are important to me to define success, but also, for me personally, because like me as a businessman, I love pushing and getting better and growing in my craft, or seeing that like the fruits of my labor like paying off. It was dope to see that. And I don't think it's in a toxic way where it's like, oh, I need to grow, and if I don't grow, then I'm a failure and I suck. It's more of like if I'm just honing my craft, or if I'm like getting better at something and I'm happier with the end result from a year ago to now type of thing, I feel like that's what I'm happy about. Family, making sure that I'm there for like my siblings and stuff, or like just making sure that I'm in tune with them, because like they're growing up very different than any other family, completely, just because of like the fame or like the way that our lives are completely structured. So making sure that it's not only about business, but like we have our weekends off now. We're able to explore, go on concerts together. We're gonna go see Harry Styles. Like me and my sister are gonna go see Harry Styles next week. Like it's just like things that just make us normal and just like bond as an actual family, opposed to content.
Yeah.
And then friends and family, or friends and relationships. So like making sure like if I got a girl, I want to be a good boyfriend. I want to make sure I dedicate time and like balance that out, and not only have it just be work. Having the priorities straight with that, and also just keeping up with friends and like making sure like I have genuine connections and not just transactional, like, oh, let's collab, like having stuff of that taken care of, even if it's only a small group of people. Fitness is important to me, because fitness goes into mental health. I was like, I'm at not peak, but I was at my best I've ever been last year during like my boxing phase, and I trained for like 3 months, and my fitness like was it was amazing. I was like 145 straight muscle, like very little fat, shredded. I was like, yo, I love this. And I lost it after that, because like I went through my hiatus, and I just didn't know I was just messy. I was just all over the place. But yeah, fitness is a big part of it, because I just feel like if you take care of yourself, that's like, it's a part of self-love and taking care of that. And then mental health, just making sure I'm like solid in my brain, and I don't let too many things get to me, or I work through problems and like just handle it the right way.
So yeah, man, we like to end every episode with a fun little lightning round. So we're just gonna toss some questions at you, and gotta come with it. Lightning speed, 3, 2, 1. What's your favorite candy?
Tamarind.
Ooh, favorite anime.
Fuck.
Come
Naruto
on,
is
okay,
my OG, but
it.
now I don't know. This is tough. Demon Slayer is really good right now.
I gotta get back on that.
Yeah, it's very fire.
Favorite French fry?
Favorite French fry?
Like
McDonald's.
From what restaurant? Yes.
For sure. And then second is Checkers.
Checkers.
So
I've
fire.
never had Checkers.
It's an East Coast thing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
You know fries first came from Belgium?
Really?
That was from France.
Fact check that. Belgian
fries.
French fry.
Anyways, move on.
Okay.
Most influential person in your life?
Ooh. Fuck. Wait, influential meaning like to me?
Yeah. The
impactful?
Person who's the most impactful person in your life.
Damn. That's tough. Hold on. Damn, I know it's a lightning round, but I gotta really think about it. You got cut the I would say there's a few people. I can't say there's one person. It has to be a collective. I would say like the top people that come to my mind is, especially in the beginning phases, I would say it's a collective of like Bruce Lee, Kevin Hart, The Rock, Will Smith, and Jay Shetty, and Tom Bilyeu.
Yeah.
Those were my six main people. And then growing up, I would say also just like in life, I would say my best friend and Miss Scarlett. And then who else? I think that's it as of right now. Oh, and like Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love them a lot. They're very, very fire.
That's a good list of people right there. What is a dream opportunity for you?
To work with Jackie Chan.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Heck
I don't know
yeah.
how. Get a picture with him. I don't know. He's fire. Or be in the Everything Everywhere All at Once Part 2 movie.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's good.
I would love that. That's my favorite movie.
Dream collab.
Dream collab? Probably be like a Jackie Chan. Still.
Favorite Chinese martial artist who's still alive?
Jackie
Jackie Chan. That's good.
How about this? Least favorite content piece you've made in the last like 2 years?
Least favorite?
Yeah.
Oof.
Anything that comes to mind. Doesn't have to actually be your least
I
favorite.
don't know. This random. Probably like some TikToks. I've made some stupid TikToks. Yeah. I don't know. I've made so many.
Not everything's a hitter.
No, yeah, not for sure.
What
I
is
actually take it down if I don't like it.
What is your proudest moment?
I would say being able to move my family to LA. That was definitely a moment. And then now buying the house, I think that's probably now.
That's
talking.
huge.
Yeah.
Huge. That's dope.
Did they always want to go to LA?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't think there was like really. My mom was just worried about work, so I told her she had a nail salon. I just told her to stop it. I just like just leave your salon.
You're just like
move.
retire now.
Yeah, no, like literally, I was like, just move the family out. I got you guys.
And now
And
she's
then-
at home every day, just like regretful, just like lonely and bored.
Wait,
No,
so
she
you-
actually
you
found her
retired your
boyfriend
parents?
here, so that's why we actually
okay.
stayed in
Okay.
LA. I was actually looking for other places to live too, but she had her thing there.
And she
you know.
boot up.
Yeah, and I was like, damn, I can't be the villain of this chapter. So let me just get a house here. Maybe get a house, buy clothes. They just figure it
That's
out.
huge,
I'll get
man.
more houses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your biggest fear?
I would say my biggest fear is like probably losing the people around me, just because like they kept me grounded for a lot of the time. Yeah.
Damn, that's deep.
Mental. Yeah.
Let's get really shallow. Favorite Kinjaz performance of all time?
Oh, performance wise.
Anything.
Okay, one of the ones that come to mind, aside from like the obviously iconic like World of Dance ones, I really loved specifically Keone performances with y'all combined. Like those were like which
Better
one's
Watch
like
Yourself.
yeah. So
Fear
good.
None in China.
Fear None, yeah.
So good.
It was a good time.
I always watch that. Always. Every time I talk about Kinjaz or Keone to anyone, that's the first video I pull up.
Sick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, just watch this. Just watch it. Oh, it's about to happen. Yeah. Yeah.
Type of content that the world could use less of.
It's like Asians dancing videos.
Trends. I would say trends, honestly. I feel like trends did such a good thing, but right now it's horrifying. Now it's like there's so much less creativity in the world.
That's the trend of trends.
Yeah, it's horrifying. It's bad.
What about more of?
more
Trends.
more trends, yeah.
More just better
No, more
trends?
better trends though. Yeah, no. I would
More
say
Jackie Chan.
I actually learned this word or this quote or not quote term from Ryan Trahan. He's a YouTuber I started watching a lot more recently, but his work is called redemptive work. It's kind of like a Christian thing, but it's like there's two types of work. There's like exploitative and then redemptive. So redemptive is like basically content that puts out good or makes an impact on the person positively. So I feel like that is something that's needed more.
Heck yeah. I love
Yeah,
the way
yeah.
you just put that. Or I love the way that he put it and you put
And
it here.
I like reword. Yeah,
and
yeah.
now I'm going to reword and say I said it.
Cool.
Redemptive.
Redemptive. Yeah.
Who is your favorite dancer?
Keone.
Keone.
He's
All
my
right.
he's my daddy. I saw him in World of Dance and I was like,
Did you just say he's my daddy?
he's my dance daddy.
Oh, okay.
Dance?
Yeah.
All right.
I was
still
I was
funny.
his first kid. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. If your house is burning down and you can only grab 3 items, what are you grabbing?
Jackie Chan, Keone, and...
Shit. Like not real, like not people wise.
not
no,
the
no,
human
no.
beings that live in your house.
Yeah.
Items.
Items. My laptop, my phone.
That makes a lot of sense. Maybe your
Nah.
ring light.
My ring light. I'll make the money back. Yeah.
Okay. I'll take it. If you could redo anything in your life, what would it be?
I would redo like change up or redo just to experience.
Either one. Either one.
I would
Change up's more fun.
change up. I would say doing more, sticking to my dance roots a little bit more. Like I hate the fact that I stopped dancing because I was watching back videos of mine of me freestyling and just choreographing. I was like, I was pretty raw. I was like there. I was like, and I stopped doing it for like 2 years. So it definitely bit me in the ass. So I'm just trying to work my way back up. But I missed how fluid I was and mentally. I could make a combo in my head in an hour.
We're getting back on it.
Oh, we are.
We're getting back on
for
it.
sure. I got you.
Hey, that flow was pretty fire, huh?
Yeah, that was good.
Right?
Come
That was
on.
dope vid.
What? I was like, he
was
made
like,
it
yo,
up in the spot.
We got like 2 seconds to figure this out. Let's go.
Yeah, it was good though.
Okay. Who's your favorite superhero?
SpiderMan. Yeah, it's solid.
What is your superpower?
My superpower?
Your actual superpower.
Actual superpower. I would say, being able to make something out of nothing. Yeah.
That's dope.
I like that.
Yeah.
So we like to entertain people's concept and idea of the term mastery. Bruce Lee once said, "I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times." What is something in your life that you feel like you've mastered?
Adapting. I would say adapting. Because I wouldn't say content because it's always changing, but I think constantly being aware of like my surroundings and like the situation, I would say adapting for sure. Yeah.
That's dope. Bro, I mean...
on that tip, though, just for
go
fun,
for
what's next after TikTok?
After TikTok,
If you were to look at the adapting world
YouTube.
pattern right now, YouTube is coming back to YouTube.
long form. I'm learning that long form, the longer you watch someone, the more impactful they are to you. And with TikTok and short form, it's good because it's trending and it's like viral and you can see so much at once, but you don't build as much of a loyal fan base or as much loyalty as long form is. Like I'll always remember all the podcasts I listen to because I listen for hours and hours on end. It's like your actually day-to-day life. But if you see a few TikToks and you're done with it, that's just it.
So would you say it's coming back? Because that's how
I would definitely say
was
I would
a
definitely
lot easier
say
to register back in the day.
I think that there's gonna be a integration. I think that short form was so new and it was hot, and I think that it's gonna slowly balance out again, and people are gonna figure out like it's still gonna be there, but I think that people are gonna appreciate long form more after this wave happens. So that's why I'm kind of shifting a little bit and just kind of trying to do both now.
All right. You hear that? Take notes, y'all.
So we're doing something right here. I mean, this is
Oh, yeah.
long.
This is
yeah,
long.
it's pretty long.
It is long.
We ain't getting as many content pieces in the same amount of time, but I guess a little sacrifice.
Yeah, we gotta
that's
keep
good.
cranking these out.
Oh, for
But
sure.
yo, man, like, dude, thank you for coming on and sharing with us, man. I think something that just your answers are very thoughtful. Like even like the way that you listed out the people who are most influential to you, and even the way that you know where you're going in terms of like what's next, and like there's a sharpness to you that like I feel like not a lot of people have, and like the fact that you're only 22 years old. Not to say that age has anything to do with it, but like for you to know and be so focused on who you are, what you need, why you're doing what you're doing, like what's motivating you, knowing how to like self-care along the way, because you don't want to like burn yourself out and then like, you know, hit some roadblock where you're just like, yo, I don't even know how I got here. But like you're like, I feel like you check yourself very well.
Yeah,
And
thank you.
it's just really dope to see, and it's really inspiring for somebody like myself that's twice your age, you know what I'm saying? But like you're definitely inspiring a generation that's looking up to you. And dude, I'm just excited to see you just continue to skyrocket, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and I also feel like we're at the beginning of all of our journeys. You know what I mean? I'm thankful that you even being here now proves that it's 1 degree less transactional, right?
Oh yeah.
And I think that's one of the most beautiful gems that I feel like coming in here and learning about you and understanding the depth of like who you actually are, being able to sit in a podcast environment, long form, where we get to dive somewhere that regular transactional, especially being in LA. You know how LA is. You know what I mean? Like we see each other, we work with people. Everybody stays professional. We're in the industry. Things are fast out here. You know what I'm saying? And even for us, the older we get, the more that we've been in this circuit, you start to think about the people that you meet, the people that you interact with, the people that both inspire you or just like work well with you and stuff like that. And that circle, in essence, gets smaller as you get older. You know what I mean? Or like the way you choose to meet people or let people come into your life as you get older, it's like it's a more grueling test process. You know, it takes a little bit more investment and stuff like that. But it's so dope that I feel like only now are we beginning a true journey, even with you, and just like seeing like who you are and where you've taken things and the way that you have core values and care for things like your family and your health, like Ben said. That's amazing, man. It's very easy to follow somebody like you. You know what I mean? So
thank you, man.
Thankful that you're here. Honored to have you as always. Can't wait for all the new shit we're gonna do.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. I'm excited.
How can people follow your journey, man? Plug all your socials and
it's
things.
Just Maiko.
Everybody follows. We need to plug our socials, man.
Make sure to follow Kinjaz.
There it is.
All socials. You know what I'm saying? No, but yeah, no, thank you. I mean, it's just Maiko on all platforms. JUSTMAIKO. That's not my real name though. My name's Michael. You know.
No.
Yeah.
No, just kidding.
You said
no, because everyone's like, oh, just Maiko. I'm like, no, because I made it because I was like, Michael is like a boring way to say my name. So I was like, what's like a cool way to spell it? And it's like, Maiko.
Yeah, it's like the
Just
Asian way.
Maiko. Yeah, exactly. Just Maiko.
Maiko.
Yeah, exactly. You guys understand it.
That's what's up, man. We'll plug all that in the notes. But
we'll read it like an Asian woman.
just Maiko.
Just Maiko. Yeah.
But yeah, man, thank you coming on to the show, man, and sharing with us and spending some time with us, man. I appreciate you.
Sir, thank you for having me.
Folks, thank you for tuning in. If you're finding this episode for the first time, we have a lot more that came before us. So let me freaking redo that. My voice is freaking dying.
Me and Ben sound like shit because we both have COVID. We've been making out before this.
It's not COVID. It's not COVID.
But it is the making out.
It was the making.
Hold on, let me clear my throat.
I know Chad's gonna keep that in the video. That's it, dude. Everybody knows me and you are gay together. It's on video.
Oh,
this
man.
is not COVID,
hey, yo,
guys.
clip that. That's funny.
We tested. Folks, thank you for tuning in to this episode. If you're finding this episode by itself for the first time, we have a lot more that came before it. So make sure you go back and listen to those episodes. If you're really digging it, hop onto your podcast platform, leave us a 5-star rating, write us a review. We're on all the socials, Kinjaz Podcast, cast with a K, Twitter, IG, Facebook. Let us know that you're listening. Screenshot it. We'll regram it. And we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Hey, Kinjaz Bang, y'all.
Kinjaz Bang.
Oh, those news are good.
Hey, I got some news for you.
I had it.
Yeah. Oh, the new flavors?
Right. I don't know. The one you gave me. Right after my fast, it was good. It was very, it was a lot softer than I expected. Because it looks hard.
Which flavor
we're soft guys,
I don't
man.
know.
Oh, okay. Was it spicy?
I don't think so. It wasn't too spicy. No, it was like pretty normal. But
I'm just kidding. We're hard guys.
Always.
Wait.
Stay hard.
Okay, bye.
Stay hard.